Hey, what's up, Silver Stackers? Thank you for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer, folks. We have a very deep conversation that we got to talk about. We got to discuss in this video. I really hope you stick all the way through because there's layers to this. We're talking about adjusting and adapting our stacking strategy as time goes on. How you used to stack when you first started a couple years ago might be dramatically different than it is today, and actually moving forwards might have to be different. We got to learn how to adjust with the times. What used to work might not work nowadays, and what works nowadays might not work in the future. So if we're not always paying attention, then we're going to get left in the dust. It's called a silver stacking strategy for a reason. We're strategizing. We're not just aimlessly buying silver, with no thought behind it. Before I even ever purchase that coin I'm looking at online, I think about how I'm going to be able to sell that coin. That's helped me avoid a lot of bad purchases. Yes, I mean there's no wrong way to buy silver. At least you're putting fake money into real money. But when it comes to selling, that's a whole different ballgame. You can't make mistakes buying, but when it comes to selling, there definitely is a lot of different ways to make mistakes. You got to be prepared. We're going to talk about all this in today's video. Like I said, I really hope you stick all the way through. Now, given some of the context of what we're going to be talking about, I think you know why. I did want to mention we just hit 60,000 subscribers. I cannot thank you all enough. This is the best my channel's ever performed since I started on July 4th, 2015. Yes, that's my channel's birthday. At this rate, we're going to hit 100,000 subscribers very, very fast. So I really cannot express my gratitude for all the immense amount of support. We're going to be doing the giveaway soon. Andy Scheckman is also donating to the winner, so the giveaway prize is going to be even bigger, so stay tuned. And also, if you want to purchase from Miles Franklin, which I know a lot of you actually have been lately, which is so incredible. I know a lot of you have been personally talking to Andy as well. Building that relationship, like I've been saying, is so important. Just send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let him know Silver Slayer sent you. Andy would love to hear it. The website will be up very, very soon. It's just as easy purchasing through the email, but the website will be more convenient just to see what they have. And by the way, if you find any price from any other dealer that's lower than Andy can offer, Andy will match the price. Just send him the link or a screenshot or whatever. So you literally can't go anywhere else that's cheaper than Miles Franklin. He'll match anything. So I want to start this conversation with a question. How long have you been stacking? And when you first started, how different are the markets? If you've been stacking for longer than 3 years, I'm sure your answer is going to be a lot different than someone who started a couple months ago, even a year or two ago. Since the global situation happened, markets have been completely out of whack. But we have to, you could kick and scream all you want and complain how premiums are so high, but doing that, complaining, whining, is not going to push the premiums down any cheaper. We have to learn how to adjust and adapt, and meaning the types of coins or how we used to stack is going to have to change. And if it's not going to, if you just want to stick in your ways, then you might be shooting yourself in the foot. And what I mean by that is this. A lot of people, and even myself, I would always recommend, if you're a beginner, just buy Eagles. They're the cheapest over spot, right? Eagles, believe it or not, used to be the cheapest coin above spot price. Your more expensive ones were your pandas, your kookaburras, coins like that. But now it's the exact opposite. So if you're someone who's trying to just get silver for as cheap as possible, you're going to want to avoid Eagles. You're going to go generics now. I never used to recommend generics to beginners. I would recommend Eagles since the price was very close. It's so crazy to say that, but generics and Eagles were very similar in price. But nowadays, I would recommend generics or like 5 or 10 ounce bars. Get a bigger bang for your buck, just to add weight. Once you accumulate enough weight, which it could be 100 ounces, 500 ounces, whatever, once you have, a foundation to your stack, Then you could start branching off into the more expensive coins, the riskier coins. And that's why they're called riskier, because yes, they're more expensive, which also means that condition plays a huge factor. And if you're just starting out, you might not know about throwing silica gel packs in your safe, or using tarnish strips, or dehumidifier, keeping your silver in a low moisture area, wearing gloves, capsules, capsule tubes. All of that plays a huge factor. And if you aren't using the appropriate measures to protect your silver, even if you pay $20-$30 above spot for a higher premium coin, if the condition gets ruined, then you might as well bust that coin out of the caps or the slab, because you're gonna have to sell it just as a normal ounce, which you never want to do. Plus, a lot of higher premium coins are overpriced. Just because eBay says this price is the coin is set at this price, doesn't mean that coin really is worth that much. So you can definitely get ripped off. This is stuff you're gonna have to learn as you're stacking. You got to be able to crawl before you can walk. Never recommend beginners to just jump in to riskier coins. Yes, there are advantages since those coins are detached from spot price. When you have just a generic round or a 10-ounce bar or whatever, that's pegged directly to spot price. So even if, which this won't happen, but even if spot price stays $20 in 20 years from now and 10 years from now, that means your stack hasn't appreciated a single penny. Now, spot price won't do that, but you know what I'm saying, though? Your entire stack is pegged to spot price. Whereas higher premium coins, riskier stuff, semi-numismatic stuff, that's detached from spot price. So even if spot price stays at $20 in 10, 20 years from now, at least your stack will be still appreciating in value, because you have coins that have somewhat of a numismatic collectible value. So these coins double, triple, quadruple as the years go on. Whereas a generic coin, or a generic round, or a bar, it's just going to stay the same price as spot. Now that's just basic stuff, right? That's just basic stuff. Let's go a little deeper though. I was interviewing the owner of my local coin shop. And this is really where this all started. I was interviewing him, and he's been in business for like 45 years. And I was asking him, back in the day, what was stacking like? And this is still kind of how he runs his business. It was more of silver is just silver. He doesn't care how pretty that coin is. He doesn't care how rare it is. None of that. He just looks at the coin as 1 ounce of silver. Nothing else matters. And I think that's probably the safest way to play it, especially if you're not only just a beginner, but if you're a prepper. And that's also why I recommend understanding why you're buying silver, because that will play a huge part in the type of silver you're buying. If you're more of the SHTF apocalyptic person that's getting ready to prep and all that stuff, you're not going to want to be buying expensive, higher premium stuff, because you're looking into this more for trading and bartering purposes, which would mean you're going to go with your Eagles. Don't recommend generics, because a lot of people, especially that don't stack, don't know about Volcambi or Sunshine Mint. You want to usually get government, minted stuff, or fractional silver, which would be junk or constitutional, stuff like that. That's recognizable, but also easily tradable, or liquid. But someone like me, you could have that stuff, but I also do enjoy coins. I do like some more expensive coins. A lot of my stack is actually semi-numismatic. So it really does depend on your outlook. Some people just buy Eagles, just strictly Eagles, which is fine. Some people only have expensive coins. Some people only stack bars. There is a huge poured silver community on YouTube as well. So it really just does play with, to what you like. But I can guarantee this: how you start stacking, or what you start liking in the beginning, is going to change over time. I used to hate coins. I only liked poured silver. I liked, the MK bars, even OPM, stuff like that, like Pirate Treasure feel. and that's all I liked. I did not like coins whatsoever, but over time I started realizing that I liked coins more because they tell a story. There's artwork into it. So nowadays I don't really buy bars. I buy coins. So what you like will change. I mean, most likely. And actually, I'd love for you to answer this in the comment section as well. Do you, or has that happened to you? Do you have that same experience where you started off liking this type of silver, and then over time you kind of you kind of drift away from that, and now you like something else? I am curious if that's something that is more so just me or personally, or if a lot of people experience that. Let me know. But yeah, so now we should go into some of the more serious stuff that matters. I mean, like I said, there's no wrong way to buy, but there are wrong ways to sell. Remember when I asked, how do you or why are you stacking? And I said, that will depend upon the coins or the silver you buy. Well, the reason for that is because when you're exiting, if you have all generics or all just bullion, that's a lot more liquid. So you could do something with that, especially like in an SHTF situation. But if if stuff hits the fan and you have some all coins like me, then you're going to be screwed because you'll probably have to sell a lot of that silver at spot, or trade or barter as it's just even though it's a $50 coin, just as it's a $20 normal bullion coin or a round. So sometimes the fancy stuff is kind of playing it a little riskier, not only riskier for the price, but riskier in terms of if someday it does come down to just silver is silver, then we paid all the extra money for nothing. But for me, I like the coins personally for sentimental value. But I do need to start adding weight to my stack more so than just fancy stuff that I think is cool, or that that I personally like. I still do need to get back to the core, back to the basics, and start adding weight, because at the end of the day, that is why I stack silver. The industrial uses, the scarcity, supply and demand, silver's intrinsical value. It has kind of drifted away from me, and that's why I should start focusing more on weight, and that might have happened to you as well. But regardless, diversity is key, and I recommend everyone dabble into all of it. I mean, silver stacking is so it's so diverse, and I think that's one of the best things. And it is individualized. What works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. Everyone has different financial situations. Everyone has different exit strategies, different time frames of selling, has bought at different times. So some people bought when silver was $11 in March of 2020. Some people bought when it was $30 in early 2021. So that would also determine your strategy versus someone else. Maybe someone's very young, they're a teenager, early 20s, someone else is in their 60s. So you could see time frames, all these different variables play a huge role. So you can't tell someone in the comment section they're stacking wrong, because that might be what's best for them, and that might not be what's best for you. Very individualized. Selling on eBay is going to be probably the best bet, but you got to be careful, because if you're going to sell on eBay, you have to build reputation on there. You're not just going to list your entire stack in one day and think that everyone's just going to buy it. Would you buy from someone that just made an account yesterday that has 0 seller ratings? I hope not. So build a reputation, even if that means make an eBay account right now and just sell 1 ounce every month or every couple of months. So then in 5, 10 years, at least you'll have a lot of seller ratings, build a reputation, and it'll be very easy to sell your stack, because liquidity is very important. Very important. And I'm sure you're not just going to go dump your entire stack on the desk of your local coin shop, because if you have higher premium coins, you're going to lose a lot of that premium. But that's what I was also saying. If you're a prepper and all you have is bullion, then you could do that. So what's the reason you're stacking could definitely play a huge role when it comes to selling. Also, listing your entire stack on eBay would be very, very time consuming, overwhelming. I mean, I can't even imagine. I remember a guy emailed me a couple of years ago and said, Silver Slayer, I didn't think about this, but I'm starting to let go of some of my stack, and it's been taking me, weeks to list all of this on eBay. He wished he would have thought about that. And that's a prime example of, think how you're going to be able to sell that coin before you even buy that coin. So anyways, yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Hopefully you learned something from it. If you found the video as educational, informational, at least entertaining, make sure to hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe because I do post daily videos. Once again, if you want to purchase from Miles Franklin, just send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Let him know Silver Slayer sent you. Andy would love to hear it. So yeah, thanks for all the support lately. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.